It's time to sit down, grab a seat, don't be late. Click that stream, it's gonna be great. We're diving in deep with the liquid flow. He's breaking it down on the ultimate show. The chat is lit, the takes are hot. The dabble drama, we're getting a lot. It's time to sit down and watch Dabbling in the verse with the great liquid, yeah, forget the rest. This is first. He's gonna talk about what's going on tonight in the Dabble verse. Get your popcorn right, talking stuttering John, yeah, here we go. Carl in Rochester bringing that flow. The Shuley Network, you already know. So grab a beer and let's watch the show. He's got the clips, got the takes, got the vibe. Dabbling detectives on a wild ride. You want the lore, you want the beef. Liquid's got the sauce and zero grief. From parody wars to podcast crimes, we're breaking it down one stream at a time. So sit down and tune in, dabbling in the verse. Forget your worries, forget your curse. We're talking legends and loud cows too. A little bit petty, a whole lot true. Yeah, stuttering John, what's he done now? Carl in the mix with that audio pal. And Shuley's crew's got the circus in tow. So grab a beer and let's watch the show. But you chose here. Welcome to the verse. Let's get weird. One more time for dabbling in the verse. It's Liquid's world and we're fully immersed. From trolls to tales to classic feuds, this show's got all the dabbling moods. He's talking John, Carl, and Shuley's crew. So crack that beer, maybe crack one too. It's prime time and you already know. Let's watch the show. Let's go!
Hello, welcome to Dabbling in the Verse. I'm your host, Liquid Cryptid. Please, just call me Cryptid. Yes, long dogs, hit the like button, you fucking cowards. Anyway, I want to do a quick state of the channel because I've been meaning to do this for the last couple weeks since John struck me. Because a lot of people have been saying, yeah, don't stop, you know, keep doing it. Like, okay, I will keep reposting John's stuff. Don't worry about it. It's gonna continue to happen. I already had plans. I was just hoping that it would have been later rather than sooner. I had already been uploading my stuff to Odysee. I was just uploading it, right? I wasn't setting any names. I wasn't setting any descriptions or anything like that. I was just uploading it to have it there. And then, I want to thank Carl. Okay, a lot of people are upset that Carl called me out, got me in front of John, and then John struck me. It's fine. A lot of people are mad. There is even people who are like, even OJ, I guess, isn't even like talking about me. He's like, he won't say where he's getting stuff or, you know, talk about me. Please do. Please absolutely do. All right, I was ready for it. I already knew what I was going to do when I got struck. I just had to do the plan before I wanted to. That's all. All right. It's all good. Don't be mad. Let's see. Speak of the devil. Is this your debut? No, I've been doing streams for actually a while. I just, you know, nobody noticed because I hadn't really been, you know, doing much, and I stream infrequently because I'm a busy person. So I kind of do it when I can. And this normally I have a show where I have like clips and I have, you know, things I'm going to go over, but this one's going to be more like a hang in the chat and ask questions, and I can kind of show you what it is exactly that I do and stuff like that. It's only going to be like an hour. I don't have a lot of time today. But I wanted to work this in because, as I said, there's been a lot of questions and concerns. So another question that I had quite often is, why Odysee? Some people don't have. Some people have problems with Odysee. Thank you for Amy to Noda. Appreciate you guys too. Thank you for swinging by. I chose Odysee because back in the day, when people were getting taken off of YouTube for what we now know is various opinions that the government didn't appreciate, a lot of different places popped up. Rumble being one of them. There was Kick and BitChute, and Odysee was one. Now I used to do stuff on BitChute way back in the day. But the problem with BitChute is it uses like a torrent system, like a peer-to-peer system, where and you find especially like videos can get stale. Like if you go try to look at somebody's video from like a year ago, you might not even be able to watch it. All right, because nobody's seeding it, nobody's has it, nobody's watching it. Odysee uses blockchain. It uses library, LRBY, to serve its stuff. Were you a member? Long Dogs asks if I was a member of the O&A subreddit. I was not. I did not listen to O&A back in the day. I actually didn't even listen to Stern back in the day. Full disclosure, I was a Rush Limbaugh guy back at that time. I was really into politics. That's why I do the show with OG Mumbling Nick, Dabbling in Politics. I used to be mostly into politics. Okay, I only really started listening to Stern and stuff in 2018 when Carl started covering Stuttering John. I've been listening to Carl for a couple of months. I was honestly at the time getting really bored of Opie. And then Carl found Stuttering John, and I was like, oh my God, this guy is amazing. Now, I remembered Stuttering John. Well, I didn't remember Stuttering John. I remembered the name because, everybody knew Howard Stern. I just didn't really listen to him. And I was like, oh, the Howard Stern guy. So I started looking into it. I'm like, holy shit, this guy. And I got really into it. And I've been really into the Stuttering John and the Dabbleverse ever since. Starting with Carl, back when he first covered Stuttering John in 2018. But anyway, back to the subject. I wanted to post to Odysee because it uses the library system, which uses, as I said, blockchain as a distributed method of serving content, so it's not easy to take down. Now, Odysee itself is the most centralized part of this library system, right? Like there is a way, right, for John to hire a copyright lawyer, have the lawyer find that content, and have the lawyer sue in order to have it taken down, unlike YouTube, where you just click a button and it goes down, right? So it's a lot harder, and it'll actually cost money for John to take down my stuff off of Odysee. And as I said, it's the distributed content service that actually works the best that I've known over the years that I've used. Some people ask, why not put the stuff on Rumble? I've had experience with these alternate video websites. Careful, Ava is watching. I don't care. Fuck Ava. She's a piece of shit. I've known she's an asshole and a piece of shit for months now. I'm just glad that she's showing who she really is. I've had dealings with her a while ago, and she's always been like this. It's just nobody noticed because they're always like, oh, she's just she's just being trans. She's just doing what she can. Like, no, she's a fucking piece of shit and she's an asshole, and she always has been. But anyway, sorry to get off on Ava. There's very few people that I actually get upset with. Mostly I just try to goof on people, but Ava is genuinely an asshole. All right. So, where were we? Rumble. So people have asked why I haven't put this stuff on Rumble. My experience with these sort of alternate to YouTube sort of things, once they get too big, once they get too big, they start turning into YouTube and having the same rules and structures, stuff like that. And Rumble's no different. Now, when Rumble first started, I was like, oh, this is great. You could do anything else. Wild West. Now it is not. They've closed in their rules. I could still get copyright struck and take it down and whatnot for putting the whole John shows up on Rumble. Now, I have been moving my clip stuff over to Rumble as well, just in case, because I do have 2 strikes. All right. See, Long Dog asked, do you think she took down Chad's shit? I wouldn't be surprised. Hold on a second. Sorry, I do smoke cigarettes, so I just had a little bit of phlegm there. Do I think she took down Chad's shit? Yes. Or rather, I wouldn't doubt it. And there's another thing that I wanted to talk about now that we got the Rumble stuff out of the way. I don't want to put up. Odyssee's a good place. If you have problems with it, let me know. I have made available all my uploads to Odysee are all available to download. You can click on the Odysee link on the video. Let's see here. Let's So if you look here, make sure my head's not in the way. You got your 3 dots over there. You click there. You can click download right there. And you could download the MP4 that I uploaded. All right, so feel free to make use of that. All you want. So they're all available to download. You can download them freely. I'll never charge for anything on Odysee. I mean, it's be ridiculous to charge to upload other people's stuff when you could just pay John the $5 to get it. Although he deletes a lot of stuff. But see, Speak of the Devil 69 says striking channels are John and Ava's only control. This is true. This is absolutely true. They cannot fight back with their words, so they have to fight back physically. And that's honestly, that's why they're in the position that they're in, right? Like that's the reason why we talk about them, why we follow them, why we want to see what they're doing, because they're pieces of shit, and these are the tactics that they have to resort to, and it makes for incredibly great drama, better than any reality show ever, right? So when you say, "Oh, Ava sucks, John does this, John does that," we all know that's why we're watching. That's why it's so compelling. That's why it's like, man, what is this asshole going to do next? Who is he going to fuck over next? Is Consuela going to have sex with her brother's twin that they thought died 20 years ago? Sorry, my mom started getting into telenovelas about 10 years ago or something on Netflix, and now she's like, totally gross. Does not speak Spanish. Loves telenovelas. Barnes and Noobs. I appreciate what you're doing, sir. Barnes and Noobs. Big fan on Dabblers Anonymous of Barnes and Noobs. I wouldn't say inspiration, but definitely love your work too. Very much. Anyway, as I said, this was going to be sort of a bit of a hang, but I also wanted to show off a little bit of how I collect my information, and I'm able to put the clip stuff together, and that is with a little program I created. First I got 2 programs, right? Well, I got a let's see here. Sorry, oh wait, no, that's me. I don't want that one. So I've got, let's go over here. Yes, you can see what my subscriptions are, but I got this. I got a where did it go? Oh, I've got shit. I didn't install it. Oh well, I got an extension. I got another example here. I got an extension that I created, the automatically let's see here. That automatically downloads or automatically records live streams. Here we go. You can actually get it on my X profile, and you could do this for yourself. So it's a priority list because it uses OBS, right? Which is sort of limitation that I need to fix. I'm planning on making it so it could direct download a stream. And this is a priority list where the ones on top take priority over the ones on the bottom. So you see like Stuttering John's at the top. I've been thinking about doing stuff on Gino, so I put Gino's channels and Keanu up on top, which I'm glad I did because I caught all of Keanu Cast last night. And I have all these other channels at it, and whenever they go live, it automatically fires up and starts recording. You can also have several options here. You also do no OBS, which means it just switches it over. So if you have your favorite live stream and you don't want to miss it, you can have this extension and it'll just switch if it comes up, if the live stream starts, you don't even have to have YouTube open or anything. It'll pop up a tab and the live stream will be going, or you can actually have it set to stream, and it all controls. The stream and record right now just controls OBS. Now to go along with that, obviously I have a large folder of stuff I recorded, so I made a thing that will transcribe them. I downloaded all of the Stuttering John podcasts. And the nice thing about this is it's like the get things done thing. So I transcribed it, I put it in the search, get things done, and now if I double click on it, it'll open up that file, the file to the spot there. And that is how I can go through all my recordings, and really quickly I can come up with an idea and say, who said this? Go through it there, pop it up, see, oh, I like that one. Find the video real quick, pop it into the editor, go to that timestamp, and boom, done, got it. So let's see what we got going on here. Scott the engineer and Brian from Howard TV were giving SJ his information. I don't believe mentioned them as a mole. Actually, funny you should say that. There was one. Here it is right here. Oh, no, let's go back a little bit. Oh, come on. No. Here we go. Oh, shit. Why didn't anybody say can't hear it? Why can't you hear it? Wait. Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I remember why you can't hear it.
Not for 30 grand.
There we go. All right. You guys are failing me here. All right, here we go. Anyway, speaking of Scott the engineer and Brian from Howard TV giving SJ's information, I don't believe he mentioned him as a mole. Here they are talking about it.
All things that are Howard.
But I think that might have freaked them out.
Yeah, maybe. But we never said that.
No, but there's somebody suggesting we paid 30 grand for that tape.
Oh, wait.
Thank you. I already thanked Scott D. Pace for that.
Yeah.
Cinnamon.
Oh, Scott
Not a big
DePace.
fan
All
of
right.
peppermint. JH1469. John, did you see the video of Gary sleeping at work? Yeah. Thank you. I already thanked Scott D. Pace for that.
I almost texted it to you last night.
I love, Scott hasn't been on, on Twitter that much. Like,
Low.
I don't know if he's like finally realizing that Trump is bad for this country.
Well, people on YouTube are trying to accuse him of selling us the Getting Things Done tape, which is hysterical. And I saw him responding to that a little bit on Twitter.
Oh, really?
Which is absurd, obviously.
No, Scott didn't give us that.
We didn't even have the tape. The tape was put out there.
No, Scott's trying to take the high road on all things that are Howard.
But I think that might have freaked him out.
Yeah, maybe. But we never said that.
No, but there's somebody suggesting we paid $30,000 for that tape.
No.
If I had $30,000, I'd be like, bye, I'm going to Hawaii.
I know.
All right, I'd let you come with me. We go to the bar.
Yeah,
by the pool.
Aren't you going to buy a fucking island at some point?
Not for $30,000. You can get an island for like $250,000.
I know. But then you're stuck on an island.
But yeah, they said they never said Scott DePace. Actually, well, I guess is Scott? That's not Scott the engineer, is it? Oh no, as I said, I'm not super into. Sorry, I'm not super into the whole Howard lore. I'd like to go through it. Let's see. Richie Wilson have John the Pill. You think Richie Wilson gave it to him? We can see if John mentions him. See if it's mentioned anywhere around here. I said we'll just go there and do. Here we go. See what he has to say here.
Wilson. I talked to Steve Grillo. I talked to. Did I say Doug Gustine? Yeah, I did. Right.
Yeah, but he's not on that.
Yeah, he's not there anymore. And I talked to a few people I don't want to mention over there, but I'm friendly with Senator Tim Sabian.
Yeah, well, he's not even over there. But who's left
Oh, there are a couple people left.
that we would know names?
As I said, the point of a show that I want to start doing, I also have. As I said, this is going to be a chit chat and to get to know and figure things out. But what I also have. We'll go here. I also have about 971 files of archived Howard Stern episodes. So, and I still got more that I need to get. It's just I'm in the middle of transcribing them now, and I think I got maybe a couple hundred. It's taking a long time to get them transcribed, but I want to start doing a show that's just, hey, you guys give me something to search for, and we can listen to some Howard Stern, right? But if you guys got some things that you want to hear that you want me to search for in the Stuttering John podcast, now these are I only have from 2020 to like 2022, 24. I believe it started in 2018, but this still says starting at 1 in 2020, but I remember saying starting episode 1 in 2018. I don't know if somebody's got a good spot to get Stuttering John archives. That would be great. Hit me up on X. Get me a link. That would be fantastic. But let's see. What do you say about Richie Wilson?
No.
So they're not actually on the show.
But if you guys got...
they work for the show, yeah.
So
I was going to say... if anybody's got anything they would like me to search for with regards to the Pelican Brief and whoever the moles were... Now, I have done some searching for who they said the moles were, and John... I have to give it to John here, okay? I think Shuli's taking the whole... He called me a mole a little bit. It's going a little bit overboard with it, because I've listened to a bunch of stuff here about who they called the mole, and John is kind of right. They sort of jokingly called everyone their mole. It was sort of... And it was more of a... it was more of a running gag.
Assume are the moles, but don't assume. Because,
figure for the rest of your life.
Yes. And this is from She Writes Stuff at _creative_type. John, probably a common question, but who are you still in touch with from the Stern Show? Now, here is my problem. Now, Royce, if I say who I'm in touch with, I am going to be releasing names of people that you might assume are the moles. But don't assume, because when you assume, you what, Royce?
You make an ass out of Howard.
You make an ass out of you and me. But I will say, I'll answer the question. I pranked Baba Booey. I occasionally get a text from Robin. I have never heard from Fred ever again. I do talk to Jackie. Oh, we got to talk about Jackie.
Well,
we have to talk about Jackie.
But all that's going to be left on the show is Howard and Fred. If you do this, you realize that.
No, Jackie, I talked to. I talked to Shuley. I talked to Doug Goodstein, Scott DePace.
Do we have a date on that one? No, that one doesn't have a date.
I talked to Scott Salem. I talked to Richie Wilson. I talked to Steve Grillo. I talked to. Did I say Doug Goodstein? Yeah, I did. Right.
Yeah, but he's not on that.
Yeah, he's not there anymore. And I talked to a few people I don't want to mention over there, but I'm friendly with Senator Tim Sabian.
Yeah, well, he's not even over there. But who's left?
Oh, there are a couple people left
that we would know names.
You wouldn't know.
Oh yeah, it's funny. John sounds completely different, and not the great thing about this is I've gone through like a lot of them, especially after the early days once he's no longer with Royce. He goes downhill. Not only does it go downhill, his audio quality goes downhill. Where there's like a couple where he's like, sounds like he's calling in from a phone on his own show. It's fucking the show quality goes downhill rapidly after he leaves Royce. So, see, John sounds different. He actually sounds good. I mean, I believe Carl has said this with some of his stuff, his archives that he's been going through. And what is it called? Living in the Past. Where, John actually sounds good. I mean, he sounds all right, right?
No.
So they're not actually on the show.
Well, they work for the show, yeah.
So are they new?
Some are new, some are old.
So you're insinuating to me that some new people have reached out to you offering up information unsolicited.
Yes.
It's Mehmet Walker.
I'm not.
You know what? I know. We've never discussed this before.
I'm not.
But I only know. I don't listen to the show.
Can't say.
I know his name because he's a whore, and I
can't say because if I do, people will know who gave me that picture.
Bye, Mehmet.
They'll know who supplied me with that picture.
Good run.
What are you saying goodbye? You end up with all the Stern cast-offs. He's going to be
he
signing some papers with you in a few weeks.
But we might as well, too new. But we might as well get into the Jackie story. See,
why is Mehmet Walker reaching? You don't even know the guy.
I didn't say it was Mehmet.
I didn't say you said that.
But I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna say who it is.
And he stutters. I love it.
I'm not gonna say who it is.
Jeez, smile on your face.
Jeez, this is the Stuttering Inquisition.
Did I get the one he did from Compound? I don't know which one that is. I just downloaded his whole catalog here. Let me get to it. This is what he has still available to. Come on. Oh, come on. Yeah, there we go. Detached tab. There we go. These are the episodes that I have. So if you know which one it is, let me know. We can turn off the terminal there. Oh wait, that's from, okay. That is actually from the transcript that got left over. That's a bug. Yeah, I mean, I know which one it is. First off, Kelly's biggest fan. Yes. Although I still drink. Just not on the weekdays. See if it helps us want to drink it. But yeah, I know which one you're talking about. I just don't know when that exactly was, Long Dogs. I'll look into it and I'll research it and I see if I have it. Now, I probably do. It's probably one of these. Oh wait, no, I think that was in. No, let's see here. Let's There's Artie bashing. Oh, here, what was this?
They were responding to Artie bashing you and said that you had the IQ of a rock, but they wrote EQ, which is a sound thing. And I thought it was really funny.
Yeah, equalizer.
So I wrote back as
EQ is emotional quotient rather than IQ. Yeah, Logi Mumbling 6 says, 2 long dogs, oh, the one where he made an ass of himself. Yeah. I know which one you're talking about. Are you talking about the one on Compound or the one that he did where they loaned him the studio and he drank all the beers?
Me, so I thought, and his IQ is pretty low too, meaning you.
Like goof it on me.
Okay, but because I wrote it as you and not as me, it sounded like it was you digging at Artie. And when I realized I accidentally wrote it as you, I deleted it. But there's some bot out there scraping Twitter that screen grabbed it. And they're like, why'd you delete this, John? That's what happened.
Yeah, it's not me.
And that's a long fucking way to go. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I just want people to know that sometimes it's mostly me, but sometimes.
Let's see. Yeah, I think this is the one where he's
They were responding to Artie, bashing you, and said that you
Yeah,
had
yeah.
the IQ of a rock. But they wrote.
Yeah, see, it's got duplicates of a bunch of them. That's just from what I downloaded it, and that's how they were uploaded. So he's got several that are duplicated, but yeah, I'll have to figure out exactly which one. Yeah, the one where he loaned. Yeah, as Long Dong says, the one where they loaned him the studio. Yeah. I'm assuming it's one of these. Sorry, I'm assuming it's one of these. I don't know. I'll try to find it. Mostly, like the last couple of weeks, I found a bug in my transcriber here. And the reason why I haven't been doing much streaming in the last couple of weeks, I used to at least do one a week, is I've been fixing a very bad transcription bug in my transcriber here. And then I had to go back through and transcribe everything again because I had to delete the transcriptions in order to fix the bug and get everything retranscribed and stuff. So it's taken a couple of weeks. And in that couple of weeks is when I started uploading John's stuff and my channel blew up. So I'll get back to archiving stuff. And I also upgraded my storage capacity. I tripled my storage capacity, so I'll be able to grab all sorts of stuff now. I was running a little bit low. But let's listen to some more mole talk. Voltaire, you think, hey, bud, I appreciate all your work. Thank you. I appreciate you swinging by and saying you appreciate. We all appreciate each other. But yeah, the mole thing, I think is I think Shuey's taking it a little too far, and I think the whole mole thing was just a running gag between Royce and John. I think Shuley is going a little bit overboard with it and taking a little bit too much offense.
And the other mole mailed me the red flag list.
That's your address?
Well, I'm not going to say. Well,
He has
I don't
your
know
address.
who. I don't know who mailed me the red flag list. I don't know if it was Shuley or not.
I know, but regardless of that, I'm sure he has your address.
But I do know that there are moles that are still working there that supply me with day-to-day fucking updates.
Listen, the Secret Service has your address. I'm not, of course, the Stern Show has it.
Oh, no. I gave one of the moles my address. They passed it on to another mole, and the other mole mailed me the red flag list. And that's how it works. Because everyone's so afraid over there that they don't want any. I mean, there was no return address. It just had my name and address, and there was nothing inside the envelope except the red flag list.
I won't say this guy's name.
Yes.
Okay? Because I won't.
Okay.
But if people really knew who the worst mole out of all of them was, it would just send a ripple through that office up there in Sirius.
Mehmet.
I didn't say that.
No, I know you didn't say that.
And
I'm just guessing.
That's not what I said.
I know.
I feel like oddly we just traded jobs.
No.
Speak of the devil says, Grandma and Grandpa Vasello always got me the Russell Stover peanut clusters. Awesome. And then, of course, goes back with, sorry, wrong text, which is why I said it in the first place, because I was about to pull it up because I thought it was humorous. But continuing on. And there's nothing wrong with getting the Russell Stover's peanut clusters. Those are pretty good, all right? But if you want candy talk, go over to Dabbling Network. Go over to talk to Tukey and El Horrible and Cardiff and OJ, all right? We'll do a no, we won't do candy and food here. We'll probably do candy and food here.
I'm not going to say I'm not going to say Derek Jones.
No.
No.
You know who I'm talking about.
No.
You know who I'm talking
No,
about.
I'm not going to say Derek Jones, who corroborated the story of Marcy Truck back. No, I'm not going to say anything.
I didn't say.
No. I'm not going to mention.
I think we've said too much.
I'm not going to mention Benji. Oh shit! Did I say Benji?
No, you did. You started to.
Damn it!
You said it the second time when you asked the question.
Yeah. Listen. Gary is the mole.
No, Gary has a mole.
I know, and he's also a mole with the moles because he doesn't even understand that he's telling me. He just told us that he's not allowed to mention my name. He just told us.
Well, he also just admitted what a ballless sack he is because he can't do anything without direction.
No.
I'll never forget the time I spoke to him on the phone. He's like, well, I really don't know much about radio because I've been on this show all the time.
He doesn't know shit about anything.
I know, but who admits that?
Listen.
I would have said something else.
Listen, as Senator Sabian told me, Gary was hired because Howard was sick of his incompetence. So he brought in Yoko Turco. And that is why Gary now shares his office with fucking John Hine, who I don't know what talent that guy has. Does he have any apparent talent? Is there anything that you could tell me that John Hine does that is good? Please tell me. I don't know. Is there anything?
I don't have a clue.
I mean, really. Here. I'm gonna look. Okay.
Well, first of all, you got to do that ad.
Okay, but then I want you to mention me a name of someone on that show, and I'll tell you if they have talent or not. Okay.
John's going to be the arbiter of talent now, huh? But so they're just talking. As I said, I think he did mention Shuley might be the mole, but then once again, as he's always said and maintained, whenever Shuley brings this up, that they said everybody was the mole, and which is accurate. Let's see, they just said Gary. They just said everybody. Let's see here, different episode. Here we go.
And I have a mole.
See,
right.
this is where I think he's no longer with Royce. I think, but now it sounds like he's.
Now,
listen to this audio quality.
And who I text
Here, so I don't want to give anything away.
Oh no, wait, this is with Royce.
Talk about Jackie not giving away, Stern Show secrets.
But now they're all echoey.
You, in the book, have several bombshells to drop. You have photographic evidence of what's going on over there.
Oh yeah, and that's the cool thing. I mean, I got pictures.
Which I don't believe his book really dropped any bombshells on what was going on over at Howard Stern.
I have pictures, and I have a mole right now who I text like about 10, 15 minutes ago. Well, a little while ago, and he's gonna get the red flag list to me. Do you know what that is?
People that are banned from the show?
No, the words, names, titles that you're not allowed to mention on the Stern Show. If you're
How hard could that be to figure out?
Well, no, I think there's some surprises on there.
But
I know Fred can't say my name, and I know that, Royce, because when I don't know if you hear the sound effect that goes.
Hero of the Stupid.
Well, it's no, but they would play that
Yeah.
Well, no, it was me doing this on my hand.
Right.
And that's me. So a caller called into the now current Stern Show, and they asked what that sound effect was, and Fred had to answer and go, "Oh, that's the Tonight Show announcers." Sound effects. He's not allowed to say Stuttering John.
You know who else can't say her name? Is
Me.
Baba Booey. But that's for totally different reasons.
Voltaire says, I agree, Shuley makes it bigger than it is, but him being the mole would have been more believable than the others at the time. I'm not disagreeing, Voltaire, but also at the same time, it literally could have been anybody in the room, and everybody was in the room, right? Like, it could have been some random intern. It could have been the cleaning lady trying to make a couple of bucks or something. It's like... It's so hard to keep those sorts of things contained, but I think John, think knows exactly who it is that fed him the information. And I believe it's somebody that he doesn't want to implicate. So if it's somebody that he hasn't implicated, that is probably who his mole was.
What? I don't get it.
Hey, he just trips over his own teeth. He literally can't say your name. Come on, you don't get it?
Well, no, I assumed that was
Shame
a
on you.
joke.
Yeah.
But
Now, does your mole have a mole? Because I'm trying to do process of elimination.
you know what I have?
And Voltaire says it was Scott. Or it also says, yeah, but Shuley knew SJ, so they would have suspected someone who knew him. It was Scott. Well, here's the thing. My opinion on the whole situation is, I don't fucking care. To be honest, somebody fed John some information. Who it was, I don't think really matters all that much. Did anybody even get in trouble for it? And also, it's a Howard Stern show, right? And Stern did some cringy shit for once. For once, he was the guy, in the spotlight doing the cringy shit that he shouldn't have been doing. So, as far as I'm concerned, Howard got what was coming to him for that bullshit that was the Pelican Brief. So, I don't really care who the mole was. Now, in fact, as I said, I don't even think it's somebody that we have even heard of. Right? Or maybe it was somebody who was an intern, or maybe it was somebody who was only an intern for a couple weeks. Who knows? Well, I'm assuming John knows, right? But you can speculate all you want. Was it Shuley? Was it Scott? Now, you mean Scott DePace? Wait, is Scott DePace the same as Scott the Engineer? I don't know. I don't think so. Is it? Doesn't matter. Any Scotts? I don't think it was a name though. I honestly don't think it was a name that we know. Not that it matters, is what I'm saying.
So many. It's so funny. Royce. I'm this special edition.
Scott the Engineer. Okay.
Because my last one I recorded on Audacity, and at 7 minutes.
Okay, yeah, they just said it was Scott DePace that didn't. Right, that's what I was thinking. Two different Scotts. Like, I don't know. Yeah, he already said Scott the Engine. No, he already said Scott DePace wasn't the person. But that doesn't mean anything. It's John.
And it's every fucking time. And Don, maybe it speeds up. And then people say, like I had someone from Australia say, I love the podcast. But it's.
Like, let's look for. I'm just looking. Let's see. Let's do Scott. I'm going to call him out for being a douchebag.
Scott the Engineer's. Give Scott the Engineer money to help his fucking dying wife. How's that for dice?
I thought you were going to drop dead. I was getting
did too.
excited.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm your fucking cash cow, motherfucker.
You're a cow, but there ain't no cash.
yeah.
And that's the other wild thing about this podcast, this professional podcast that they even had a studio for, right? Didn't they have like a studio? Didn't Don say, the producer, say that they had a studio that they worked with? Like every single episode, the audio is different. And OG Mumbling says, no two Scots. Thank you. Yeah, I was thinking it was, but then I wasn't sure. Like, who knows anymore, man? I mean, you guys know because you're huge Stern fans. And as I said at the beginning, I wasn't really into Stern at the time. I have the whole Stern catalog. Well, a lot of the Stern catalog, so I'll probably start going through it. Although it's a lot. It is a lot. And I got a lot going on, so... download a few onto the phone and listen to them on occasion. But that was, let's see. Oh, can't wait.
Wait to confront Howard and go, how could you not help Scott the Engineer? And just, now, I'm sure he would just walk away from me, but I would love to ask him that fucking question. You know, and you know what? Royce? When we call Gary, or when you call Gary, you should say, "Hey, can you have Stuttering John on it?" Oh, and also, how can Howard not help Scott the engineer? We'll see when Gary.
I'll say all that.
Yeah, I can't wait to do this. I got to Google the number. I'm done answering any more of the Twitter questions. So let's get back to the original programming. We hope we have this announcement by next podcast. You think?
Yeah, I mean, look, we're working on stuff behind the scenes. You've got a couple shows you're putting.
Yeah, it's more bullshit. Yeah, I'm not gonna. We can go back to mole talk, but I believe we heard what we just said. Like Scott DePace was not the mole. Delta, what's up? Let's see. That was. You see, we already heard that one. Oh, here we go.
Now, because I asked my mole how I should word this, and he essentially wrote the script on how I should do it.
Are you saying he because you don't want people to know it's a she? I mean,
Of course,
sorry, sorry.
Yeah, I always play around with words here. Okay, Howie. If I was just an intern, then why hold a massive 3-month-long contest called Win John's Job? Oh, and by the way, I know for a fact that Sal Governale, the stockbroker, didn't even come up with his ideas, except for one, bringing in his uncle as a whack packer. Pin the tail on the buoy was not his idea. Wasn't his idea. Interviewing Beth wasn't his idea. Nothing. He even promised the person who came up with the idea $20,000 if he won. He didn't win, but he did get the job, so should he still pay up the $20,000? Yes, he should. And listen, Sal, you fucking enormous fucking porous fucking head face bastard, reptilian
John's always been great at the roasting, hasn't he?
Skin bastard. Go ahead and sue if it's not true. Everything was done via email, so there is proof. And there it goes. So we will tweet this out, Royce. Just, what staffer didn't even come up with their ideas for the contest and technically still owes $20,000. That is the truth. Sal, you consider yourself a writer, and you couldn't even write your own ideas for Win John's Job? Royce, is that fucking unbelievable?
It's not surprising.
And yet he's paid as a writer? And he couldn't even write 4 original ideas? I mean, he came up with one, bringing his uncle as a whack packer. But that's not, that's barely an idea.
Well, it seems to me Sal was relying on people that knew better to have bits that would play.
But here's the thing. Don't forget, and I've said this, and this is exactly the truth. Sal would call in to the show. I would write all the jokes for him and then put them on. I would give him all the material and then put them on with Howard.
But see, that still goes on today.
That's what it sounds like. That John is implying that he gave Sal all his ideas.
Except for it's all done within the confines of the office.
Yes.
They have a writer on the phone, and then they have a writer giving them bits.
Yeah.
You were getting actual, real callers and producing them through.
Yes. Yeah, I was producer involved.
But look, that's still way more genuine than what's going on now. You could argue that, okay, that's produced and it's shtick if you're giving Sal jokes and stuff. But, okay.
Yeah, and I would put up on the phone, like if I had, Wendy the retard, I say, hold on, here's Howard's publicist. Then I say, Howard.
Oh, did you see how he said Wendy the retard? He kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would put up on the phone, like if I had, Wendy the retard.
Wendy the
hold
retard?
On, here's Howard's
anyway.
publicist. Then I say, Howard's publicist, Wendy, and then he would, all right, let me ask my publicist, and then it would be Wendy.
But Howard knew it was Wendy, right? So you were giving him the bit.
Yes. Yeah. I would do that all the time. And that's, again, you pat yourself on the back. Look,
Sorry, Wendy, the slow adult. Maybe we should pack this up and send it over to Wendy. Let her know that when John was talking about her.
When Colin Quinn did Howard's roast at Howard's, I guess, 50th birthday party or whatever it was.
Yes, John directed Quentin Tarantino, so he has the best ideas. We all know this. Yeah, John told Quentin, hey, this is only a several second spot. You know, can you not do 50 minutes? Thank you. There's John's directing. Let's see, are we still looking for moles? We're still looking for a mole. We're not looking for a child molester. And by the way, Nick, there are several of these with the great Mr. Richard Ojeda featured on several of these podcasts. So we might have some stuff to listen to. Old Richard Ojeda, probably back when you still liked him. Let's see here. Yeah, that was the one with Scott DePace saying that he was not the mole. Let's see. What do we got here?
I mean, I've checked with every mole that I have, and just so you know, all the moles that I have at the Stern Show are not responding to me about Brent Hatley, to bring it back to Brent. I mean, mum is the word. They're not allowed to respond to it. Go ahead.
Yeah, they're not going to respond to you because they have nothing to gain by actually speaking with you or me or anyone else relating to that. What I am concerned,
was that Vince?
Remember when you did your
Dude, that's Vince. I think that's Vince.
podcast with Artie and Tammy in his apartment in Hoboken?
Yeah, that's where we had the fucking big, the fallout. That's where the biggest fallout was. Yeah.
Yeah, I was on the sidewalk with binoculars looking in because I'm stalking you guys. So,
you know what, Vince? I believe it.
Yeah.
Is it? It's VTL. Let's see. Mumbling Nick says, I've gotten pretty tight with Wendy. I let her know when I was a Stern fan. I never thought one day I'd be receiving DMs from Wendy at 2:30 a.m. Shuli warned everybody about about contacting the Whack Pack.
See how I can lie to you, and then you actually do. You think I'm just joking, but during that show, you guys make the funniest joke that Artie showed up late to his show almost every time.
Yes.
And the show was in his living room.
Yes. Well, here's the worst part, Vince. I mean, and and I'm glad that you brought this up because Tammy and I got there, and Artie. Oh no, Artie wasn't there, and Dan, the enabler, Filato, said that he was out doing an interview in New York. Now, we all know that's a load of shit because as soon as Artie got back, he went straight into his bedroom, spent a half an hour in his bedroom, came out to do his podcast with blood coming out of his nose. And during the podcast, I'm handing him tissues. And then in the middle of the podcast.
Oh, yeah, that bullshit. He already didn't have blood coming out of his nose. John just handed it to him and said he had blood coming out of his nose because he's trying to embarrass Artie.
Yes,
there's literally video of it. And yes, Archive. Yeah, I know. I guess I know things are behind. For me, but yeah, it's Vince the lawyer.
It's a break to go back into his bedroom, and I pulled Dan aside. Of course, what people don't want to believe is that I care about Artie. I pulled Dan aside and I go, Dan, is Artie using again? And Dan gives the ambiguous answer. I've never seen any drugs in here. I mean, which is just such a fucking cop-out. You know what I mean?
Right. The answer would be no.
Yeah. So he obviously was using then. And then and that's the famous podcast where Artie started attacking me and Larry the Cable Guy because he was saying that Larry the Cable Guy is a hack and Larry the Cable Guy is not as funny as Jay Leno. And then they were trying to, him and Russ Maneve were trying to press me into saying that Jay is funnier than Larry. And Dan Whitney, who is Larry the Cable Guy, is the nicest guy in the world, Vince. If you ever meet him, super sweet guy. And let's face it, he
He hasn't had Dan on in a while. I think the last time he had Dan on was like a couple of years ago. They really came
Funny
about.
motherfucker. So, I'm sitting there defending him against Artie, and I'm like, why am I doing this? Why do I have to defend these two comedic legends in my mind? Like, why? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I just listened back to that show recently, and you were getting beat by almost every end. Artie was just nonstop annoying you, and then Tammy was sometimes saying some issues, but ultimately during that podcast, he does admit that Dan was making a tremendous amount of money for the shtick that he was doing, the redneck type shtick. But all he was saying was that he's a good guy. I mean, I don't know why Artie was really attacking him and claiming that somehow he's a hack. He's not a hack. He has an act, and a successful act.
Let me just say, Dominic Shaggy just donated some money to Super Chat. He's asking me how close is my house from the Kobe site, and it's really down the block. In fact, the place that I hike, it's right by the.
All right. Let's see. We got Speak of the Devil. Vince is on the tail end of destroying Stuttering John. Yeah, I think we're looking at the root of the tail here, maybe. Mind-boggling Ming says Skull and Docs. What docs? We're not doxing over here. I don't have any docs. Anyway, that's it for my time today. I just thought, so the state of the channel is not going anywhere. Keep an eye on Odysee. Keep an eye on the community posts. I post there every single time I post a link to the community posts every single time I put up a Stuttering John video on Odysee. On Odysee, feel free to download. Absolutely. Please do it. Keep your own archives. You can use my extension that is available on the pinned comment of my X to record your own live streams and your own videos so you can have your own archives. Please do. Or you could just use it to make sure that you never miss miss your own live stream. And keep watching my shit. I'm loving you guys. Thanks for blowing me up. It's been a great time. I'm having fun doing the videos. Hopefully we'll have some fun doing more searches like this with my different archives, especially once my Dabbleverse download archive gets back retranscribed. We can start having fun with that. I plan to do more shows. Thank you, everything. Thank you, Bubble Popper. You're the 3D printer guy that made the dabbies, right? I'm also a 3D printer guy. Welcome. Thank you very much. Mason Portland, keep up the good work. Thank you, sir. I will. It's been a great time. The Archives 420, thanks for what you do. Thank you for showing up and saying hello. Reverend Rage. I thought you were a John guy. But anyway, thank you for stopping by, sir. Answer Franklin. Is that Sheckler? Looks familiar. Appreciate your work. Thank you. I thank you for coming by. Oh, Bubble Popper. Popper says he clips the toe. Okay. I'll have to follow you. I thought you were the guy that did the dabbies. Maybe that's somebody else. Delta Fu, thanks. And Met 1971. I knew you looked familiar. Me? I don't know who that is. Anyway, guys, I gotta go. It's been exactly 1 hour, which is the time I had. Everybody have a great afternoon, and we'll see you on the next one. And